excited.
Okay, so my hand out.
Let me pull up. I'm gonna need your first and last name.
Nicolette, Nicolette. Parker, Parker.
Okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead, have you put your left hand on the sensor, your whole hand on top.
Like, let me make sure it's recording. Okay, it's recording.
Okay. And you can move that if you everybody does. No, everybody does. So no bad things, no colors are bad, nothing like that. And then go ahead, you're gonna close your eyes. I'm gonna have you vibe in your energy and I'll let you know when you can lift up your hand. Okay, go ahead and lift up your hand. And then look at you can open up your eyes. Look at my camera right here. And you can pose however you want. This picture is just for you. 1, 2, 3. Love that. Okay. That's my go-to pose too.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay, so I'm going to start printing your picture, and then I'm going to turn my computer around, and we'll go over your reading.
I'm so excited. I'm just like, I'm excited. I have so many like weird feelings going on today too.
Oh yeah, there was a full moon yesterday. So
yesterday was the most stressful evening ever in a long time.
Yeah, I guarantee it was the full moon. Are you like a cardinal sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, you're a Scorpio. Okay, so
I'm like got multiple different type of energies
Oh.
going on, and I'm like been working on finding myself too.
Okay, that's gotta be really hard being Scorpio.
Yeah.
So you're like picking up things.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's printing. And then and you've never had your aura done, right? Okay, so we're gonna start with the color here in the center. So your essence is social and communicative. So greens, they're really drawn to nature, like to be outside, hiking, walking, camping, just literally laying outside looking at the clouds. Like greens just really feel comfortable being outdoors. Now greens have quite a few superpowers. Their biggest one, I would say, is their ability to zoom out. So they have very big picture thinking, and they can see all the little pieces, how they all fit together to create the whole. And the cool thing about greens is that they have the communication skills to take two different things that you wouldn't find together, and they can mesh them together and make it work. So they're very humanitarian, very visionary in nature. Another thing about greens is they have a very strong inner sense of belief. So as they're going through life, they are just building on this internal belief system, and once they have decided whatever that is for them, nobody is going to talk them out of it. Like, talk to the wall, the green's literally not listening to you.
That's so true.
Like, yeah, it's right over their head, right?
Yeah.
But what they'll put out is like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, so very cordial, very nice. If you have beef with the green, you probably don't know, because they're not putting out for you to pick up on.
Yeah.
So very, very peaceful, harmonious. That's what they're trying to accomplish in life. Is their just overall peace, harmony, balance in all areas of life. Now, another superpower about green is they can detach from their emotions, and no matter how they feel about a certain person, place, or space, they'll always make the grounded, logical, and practical approach because that's just what you do with your green.
So true.
Okay, so I feel like green, just the energy of green is like very mature, very grown up. Like I feel like these are people that just had to grow up very quickly, you know, and so it's kind of because of that. Greens, well, I don't want to say because, but since we have that energy, it's really, really important to have a hobby or a goal that you're working towards that's not work, unless work is a hobby for you.
Right.
Yes. So a little bit different for you, but that hobby piece is really, really important because it helps greens connect back to like their inner child essentially, because they had to grow up so quickly, you know, they kind of got like pulled out of that they have to, or they can really get back in touch with that part of themselves by inner child healing. So whatever things you like to do as a child, you know, that's like where your hobbies are, so follow that path, because when a green doesn't have that hobby and they just kind of, they can laser focus on work and become a little bit robotic, where it's like we're just going through the motions of life and we're not really, you know, it's just now we get up, now we get dressed, oh look, it's lunchtime, but there's no feeling in it. So that hobby is really what's going to spark that inner child and get those feelings back in your body and stay connected to those feelings. Because when a green is in that really stagnant place, they get very, very comfortable. They build very big walls around them and they don't want to leave it. So the hobby really, if you find yourself in that place where those walls are really tall, totally okay. Lean into that hobby. That's going to bring those walls down and you're just stepping over it. You're not climbing over them. You're literally just like stepping over a wall. Like, hi, I'm back. Here I am.
Yeah, right.
I disappeared, but I'm back.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay. I believe that's everything with green. So here to the left, this green in the center can also indicate a current healing era. Like we have blinders up to the rest of the world and our energy is really focused inward, focused on ourselves and bringing that balance, harmony, peace into our lives. So here to the right, here to your left, this is energy coming into your field. So having yellow there, I see this as like we're going through like a mini glow up, a little elevation. We're kind of getting our sparkle back. We are likely searching, like doing the actual research for what healing modality is missing in our life and how can we find more like wholeness and balance, and this yellow is actively looking for what that is. Okay. So it might be like rearranging your schedule to make room for whatever that is. You might be actually like rearranging your house to make space for whatever this is. But I do see this as like a little glow up. We're elevating ourselves.
Oh, wow.
Essentially.
Okay.
And then up here, this is your thinking energy. So having yellow up here, this is a brain that never, ever, ever stops. It is one thought after another, and it's constantly going. So I will be completely honest, yellow has the hardest time being in reality. It kind of like gets a thought and it just runs with it, and it'll be dissociated for 5 minutes and then like, oh, okay, wait, I gotta get back to reality. So when yellow is ungrounded, you will immediately tell, because if you find yourself in shame spirals where at the end of the day you're like, I didn't do this, I could have done that, I didn't do my to-do list, I have this sink full of dishes, and like, but you're in this state where you can't, it's really hard to make yourself get up and actually do something about it.
That is true.
Now this is going to sound a little bit weird, but whenever you find yourself in that kind of state of mind, one of the best things you can do, especially with the green-yellow combination, is going for walks. Okay. Go for a walk, take your phone, be safe, but we're not listening to music, we're not listening to podcasts. We are walking to move our body and to let all the stuck thoughts inside out of our body so we can use our brain again, because if that yellow energy gets stuck inside, it leads to the shame spirals and analysis paralysis. where, oh my gosh, I have so much to do, I don't even know where to start. All I can do is stand here.
Right.
So
Okay.
those are indicators that our energy is ungrounded, and go for a walk. I guarantee it'll help so much. And then here to your right, this is energy that other people feel from you. So having blue here, it says others experience your energy as cool and calm. This is very much like mommy vibes. This is very nurturing.
Everyone says I'm the mom of the group. It's so funny. Even at work, everywhere I go, they're like, "You're just our mom."
I love that. It really is that. It's like, have you eaten today? What can I get
I'm always
you?
checking on everybody. Yes.
Yes, do you need a ride?
Yep.
Can I pick you up?
That is so true.
Yes. So you are so good at giving to others, helping other people feel seen, heard, validated. That making someone else feel that way is what really lights you up.
It really does, though.
It does. So the thing with this energy is that people will take it and they won't care. And
I've had a lot of that experience too.
yes, and it's honestly just kind of like the journey of blue is learning
Where to
when
give
it's
it.
overgiving and when it's not.
That's what I've been learning the last year.
Yes, I was just gonna say, so like unfortunately we learn by having our boundaries crossed.
Right.
So take those learning experiences for what they are, and make whatever changes you need to so you don't find yourself in that position again.
Yeah.
But give yourself so much grace because, you know, we make mistakes, we're just human. No reason to beat yourself up about it. But other than that, like, so this blue energy, I really see it as there's not a lot like in your tank to pull from, but it's really potent. So whatever goes out, it's really important that it's coming back in some way, shape, or form. That can be through self-care. It can be through letting other people take care of you, which I know is going to be hard for a blue, because then it feels like, no, I'm being a burden on others.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
true.
do that. People want to take care of you the same way you take care of them. Give them the opportunity, and I'm here to tell you, self-care is not selfish.
Yeah.
You know,
Try.
right? It's really hard for a blue, I'll be honest, because the last thing they ever want to feel like is a burden on somebody else. So they will not put their problems and any of their own stuff on other people, but people want to help you. And people can hear the word no, like they're big enough to, you can say no to people because you have to have boundaries with this blue, otherwise you're constantly overgiving, and then you're pulling from an empty cup, and you don't want to create other diseases and stuff in your body from an energetic imbalance of always overgiving. So yeah, boundaries are going to be really important, and also cleansing your space. You said you're super intuitive, like I can see that with this blue here. Likely, I see this as like you say the exact thing that someone else needs to know, and you didn't even know they needed to like hear that thing, and then they're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you said that. You're like, oh, okay.
I have had that the last couple of months. So I was like, I just felt that that's what I need to say, and then they're like, that's exactly what I did. I was like, oh, well, that's nice.
Yes, so very intuitive. So overall, what I would say is watch your values, whatever you're telling yourself, because we're on a healing journey. So likely we are reworking our values internally, you know, changing the narrative that we've thought our whole life, which that's a lot of work. So good job. I love that for you, because honestly not everyone can do it. So great job. But we're going through a healing journey. This yellow energy is really coming in to support whatever like healing modality you're trying to get in alignment for yourself in, and then really watch those boundaries, because you're so good at giving. Let other people give to you, and don't be afraid to say no. And last thing I was going to mention with this blue, so we talked about how it's really important what you put out comes back in. I didn't mention, do you have animals at home?
I do.
Okay, so whenever the vibes are off, those animals snuggle them up, because they are going to fill up that cup, and then you don't have to feel like a burden on other people, and you don't have to rely on someone else to kind of like fill you up, you know, so that can be a way of your self-care, is just snuggling your animals to kind of cleanse your field and fill up your cup at the same time, plus the animals love it too.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I have for you.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have any questions or
No.
anything?
That's just funny how that's so on point, for sure. That is crazy.